3 today, and that leaves 4 for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, because today is Thursday. They're all open on Sunday. They decided to have special hours, and everybody has the same hours pretty much for the whole event. It's only 4 days. I'm going to get to all 7 shops this time. It's the one that Angie and I tried to hit all 7 shops last year, except one had an emergency. The last shop we tried to go to, and they were closed when we got there. So I've not made it to that shop yet. Anyhow, I'm off. I'm going to stop and get something to drink and some snacks. And it's a beautiful day. It's in the 60s. It's sunny. Very little wind. It's gorgeous. So good day to be out and about. Made it to my first location, which is Unwind in Brighton. It is one of my favorite stores that I think we've ever been to. It's a nice little store. They got a lot of good yarn here. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna hop in here, I'm gonna hop in here, right? And I'm gonna see what they have. I'm focused this time. I'm not gonna just buy willy-nilly stuff. I got plans, I got goals, I got things I need, and I'm looking for them. All right. Okay, let me go in here. Oh, let me show you the store real quick. So right over here is Unwind, and like I said, it's a cute little shop. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna check it out. I'll see you soon. Let me give you a little sneak peek. This was the crochet pattern at Unwind, because they all have a crochet and a knit pattern, but I'm not going to show you the yarn I got, but I will say this: the yarn that they had paired to go with this is from one of my favorite hand dyers. Yay! So I got me a beautiful yarn. I'm going to give this a go. I love the pattern. I think it's going to be cool. All right, so I'm off to the next shop, which is Ann Arbor. So Ann Arbor, here we come. All right, we made it to the Ann Arbor location. This one's in an interesting spot. It's in like a little shopping center. So you kind of go in, and it's multiple floors. You're supposed to pay at this little parking station here. I don't know how to do that. You can pay at any e-park machine. Remember your space number. Okay, whatever. All right, yeah. I'm just going in. So, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to get a ticket in Ann Arbor. Hey, I've gotten tickets in better places, right? So you come in, and there's like restaurants and shops. Oh, and Spun's right over here. I came in the right time. So cool. Here we are. We are at Spun. It's an interesting situation. You go upstairs, and there's all kinds of stores and whatnot. So here we go. Let's go into Spun and see what we got. First thing I want to know is what's their pattern. If I find their pattern, then I'll know if I want to buy the yarn to go with it. But they have Spin Cycle. I'm looking for a Spin Cycle while I'm here. Let's go find it. Oh, look. Yeah, it's that town. Yeah, the blue and the gold. Or the whatever they call it, maize and blue or whatever. No thank you. Anybody want to make socks? This is called the Sock Wall. Oh, by the way, this was the store that Nitty Natty visited when she was in Michigan. If you know Nitty Natty, you might not, whatever. Oh, my local yarn shop has this. They just got this stuff in. So yeah, I'm not looking for sock yarn. Anyhow, let's go find their pattern. So organized here. All of this whole aisle is DK. So they got like a whole aisle of pretty much each weight. It's insane. So I'm gonna have fun in this aisle. The little quaint town of Chelsea, Michigan. It's just one of these little downtown city burbs, you know. So I've kind of parked on the wrong side of the intersection, but that's okay. I can walk over there. It's not that far. So this is the one that Angie and I could never go to last year because they were closed. So I'm getting to it today. So I could stop here and get some lunch. Oh, Chelsea burger. That sounds good. I'm going to come around the corner and have lunch when I'm done shopping. We'll see. Because I'm hungry. Anyhow. Let's go see what this store is about. I know I took a little video of it last year just from the outside because, oh yeah, Artisan Networks, that's the name of it. Welcome, shop hoppers. Yes, welcome. All right, so we're gonna go on in, see what it's all about. Oh, that's a cute little store across the street. Look over there. Cute little shop over there. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's kind of neat, isn't it? Okay, we're going in. We're going in. Welcome to East Lansing, folks. This is my, my alma mater here, MSU, Michigan State. We're in East Lansing, college town, and it's a Saturday. There are people out and about. So it's a very pretty little town. I mean, a college town, they're always busy. If you can't find what you want in a college town, then, Anyhow, here we are. We're on our way to our next yarn shop as soon as we can ever turn at this traffic light here. It might take us a hot minute. An absolutely gorgeous day to be out and about doing things. There's no game today, so we don't have to worry about all of that. But it's a beautiful fall day. This is one of the places we have to park in a parking ramp and pay to park, unless they can validate parking at the shop. I'm going to find out. But it's just a gorgeous day, like I said, to be out doing things. So I only have one more shop after this one, and I'm done. So here we go. Let's check out Woven Art Yarn Shop. Look at that. That is cool. I want to know what that pattern is. That is neat. It's a little overwhelming in here. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of crochet. Okay, here's a bag made from Queensland. I love Queensland. Oh, I just found it right here. Some of the Queensland, what do they call it? Cairns. Oh, and that's what their pattern is. Look at, here's their pattern, the crochet pattern. I'm so doing this bag.
How are you?
I
Where
love
are you?
that. That is so cool. Stopped for some lunch. This is a grilled cheese. I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks so good and so yummy. I'm enjoying myself. I don't usually go out to eat and by myself, but here I am by myself eating a grilled cheese. I'm in Old Town, Lansing. They've done a lot of work in Old Town over the last few years to make it nice and add new shops and things. This is the one that we thought last year it was new last year. Like they'd only been open a couple months. It's very small, and they didn't have very much stuff here. So they got some pretty flowers planted out front, but it's just a kind of a quaint little area. Like I said, they're really trying to add things. Oh, there's a lingerie store over there from small to plus. There's just little stores down the road here and stuff, and it's nice. They've really done a nice job down here. So, oh, there's an ice cream store somewhere. Look, ice cream. I don't know where the ice cream is, but that way someplace. All right, I'm gonna go in. It's called Sticks and Strings. Yep. So, if nothing else, I go get a free pattern and I get my passport stamped. So, here we go. Fun with sticks and strings. Here we go. Okay, let me give you one sneaky peeky from Sticks and Strings. I said it wasn't my favorite shop, but since they're close to me, I mean like 15 minutes probably, since they're close to me, I'll be back because they carry Queensland coastal cotton. I have found, why is that upside down for you? I don't know why it's upside down. Anyhow, Queensland coastal cotton. I love it. I found it at Arnie's, which is at Houghton Lake, Michigan, which is about 2 hours from me. And Arnie's is going out of business. I was so tempted to just go up to Arnie's just to load up on coastal cotton. But look at the colors in that thing. Isn't that pretty? That's your sneak peek. Okay, a little sneak peek for you. You have to stay tuned to see what else I got. Anyhow, I'll be back. I will be back to Sticks and Strings. And I told her, I said, I love this stuff. I'm so happy that you carry it because nobody around me carries it. So I can see it, I can touch it, I can feel it, I can match it. Yeah, okay, I'm excited. Yay! Well, hello everyone. I am back from my shop hops. I took 3 days to shop hop, and I'll kind of tell you, I'm going to go in order of what I did and what I bought. So this is the fun part. This is the what did I get part. The patterns, the yarns, all of that fun stuff. So let's get to it, and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so I decided this time I was going to head furthest away from home and get those shops done. So my first shop was about 40 minutes away. 45, something like that, 40. So, and it's one of my favorite shops, honestly, and it's Unwind in Brighton. So it's a nice little shop. I've really enjoyed it every time I've been there. I've been there several times now. And of course, they have patterns. So this was the shop hop that they provided a pattern. You could get either a knit or a crochet pattern. A couple of the shops said you could get both, but I only wanted the crochet. So anyhow, looked around for a little bit. I always go in and try to figure out what the pattern is as I'm looking at yarn to see if I want to buy the yarn that goes with the pattern. And I did for several of these this time. So anyhow, let me show you their pattern. It's called the All Seasons Crochet Cowl. So it looks like this. And this is something I've never done before. It is an assigned pooling yarn. So if you look at the pattern really close, you'll see there's like little blobs of color. That's where, when you get to that color in the yarn, you have to use specific yarn to make this work. When you get to that, you do a special stitch there. It's probably a little bobble or something like that. I don't know, the pattern's all inside. Hang on. It's probably a little bobble stitch or something. And then it will make that little blob of color. So this was one of the colors that they had, was this like golden color with rust and brown. I didn't care for that color. Let me show you the color that I got. Okay, I'm going to keep my patterns over there. Here is the bag. Here was our bag that we got. So you pay $10, you get the bag, you get your passport, stamped at all of your locations. And then in the back, there are coupons for 15% off one item in November at each of the stores. So you could go back to every single one of these stores, use this coupon and get 15% off an item. So all of my things are stamped, and then there's a sheet at the back you fill out and you turn in at your last location. So get entered in the drawing. The winning is $35 at every shop. So you could get a $35 purchase at each and every one of those shops. Each of the stores did also have a daily drawing. You just go in and fill out a piece of paper and, you're entered for their daily drawing. So anyhow, let me show you the yarn I got to make that bandana cowl type thing. Oh, it's even prettier in my light. Now, I love this hand dyer. I have a little bit of her yarn, and it's this craft or that. So this is a superwash merino and 25% nylon called Frozen Tundra. So this darker color, whenever you come to the darker color, is when you're going to do that special stitch. And it's going to like pool in that one area and make that pretty stitch for you. So that's what I got to make this with. I think it'll be really pretty. I like the color. They had some other colors I didn't care for. So they had like 4 choices, and I liked that one. I also picked up some of this when I was there because I purchased 1 skein of this at the Yarn Garden, and I made a pumpkin out of it. I loved this stuff. So I'm thinking, don't laugh at me. This is Barocco's Pima Soft. It's got this twist to it, which is interesting. If you can see the twist in the yarn, see it? But it made a really cool pumpkin. I've got Christmas in mind, so I'm thinking Christmas trees. I think they would make awesome Christmas trees. It's a 3-weight yarn. I bought some stuff. I bought some cones at Hobby Lobby the other day. You make your Christmas tree in a cone itself in the round, and then you slide it over the styrofoam cones. These are going to be some Christmas trees. I can hardly wait to get started on making some Christmas trees. Okay, I'm going to set that right there for now. Put this one right here too. So that was Unwind in Brighton. All right. Then I headed to Ann Arbor. It was like 20 minutes for me to get to Ann Arbor to Spun. And this was their crochet pattern. It was like a little skinny scarf. Gets wider and then skinny at the ends. And their yarn was Fiber Co. Road to China, which was the softest yarn. It really was. It is 65% alpaca, 15% silk, 10% camel, and 10% cashmere. Everything soft you could possibly want. I did not get the yarn to go with this. I was like, okay, it's really pretty yarn. But they had something else there that I went intentionally to purchase. And that was Spin Cycle. I've ordered from Spin Cycle once. They were having like a let's get rid of some things kind of sale, and I got some things fairly cheap. Spin Cycle is not cheap though. It is expensive. And they hanged it up for me there for free. So I got two. Like it's still coming undone here. She did it twice because it kept not wanting to wind properly, and it still wants to come off the cake. So let's fix it. All right, here's my first color. And they do their tag very interesting. I don't know if I want to take it out to tell you the color of it. No, it's all wrapped up and it's all in there nice and neat. But look at the color. Spin Cycle it's the coolest yarn. It's twisted yarn, and on each twist, like you can see it here really good. This is 3 colors. See that one strand right there? That is 3 different colors all twisted together. And then it changes as you go. It's so cool. I really want to make something fun with some of these, like maybe some crazy scarf, and you just put all these fun colors. So here's the other one that I got. This one is so pretty. I picked up this one first. I knew I was getting this one. I had to go back to my video and watch my video where I unboxed my Spin Cycle to figure out what weight I even ordered the first time. So it's worsted weight. So look at the colors in that one, the pretty pinks and purples, and there's some blue in there. And that, like this strand right here, this one strand is blended with pink and blue and purple, if you can tell. It's pink and blue and purple. Aren't they gorgeous though? And I thought these two, I mean, those two could go together and they'd be so pretty. You'd get the dark contrast with this. Love it. So that's what I picked up in Ann Arbor. And that's all I picked up in Ann Arbor. I don't even want to tell you how much they were. Don't even want to tell you how much they were. Okay. All right. Then on Thursday, it's all Thursday, I also headed to Chelsea, which was about 15 or 20 minutes away from Ann Arbor. So I headed over to Chelsea, and I was so excited. Okay, Chelsea is the store that we missed last year. And I met the owner, and she was like, yeah, I know. I had an emergency. The emergency was me. I was in the hospital. I had to be rushed to the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But here is her pattern. I am so excited by her pattern. I think it is the coolest thing. Look at this. Isn't that just, it is so fun. I have been wanting to make a little backpack for the longest time. And this is made with one yarn. The yarn does all of the work. I've got a little bag somewhere from her shop that has some other goodies in it, and I don't know where that got off to. Where is my other little bag at? Like a little velvety bag, and I don't know where it's at. It's got some stuff in it that I bought that I need. And I don't know where my bag went to. Oh, here it is. It's still in here. All right, so let me show you the yarn first. I'll show you the yarn. So this is Queensland yarn. It's a colorful cotton blend. It's called Cairns, is the type of yarn it is from Queensland. And this, couldn't tell you how to pronounce this. Kekora Drift. No, I don't know, but this is so pretty. So I got these colors. Aren't they going to be fun? This is an interesting yarn itself. I mean, it's like it's almost flat. It's like it's got, I don't know. It's very interesting. Interesting yarn. But I think it's going to make a cool bag. Look at the construction of the yarn. It's very interesting. But there's tons and tons of colors in here, and it will just do all the work for that bag. So it's a cotton, it's a 4-weight cotton. So that bag requires a buckle, right? See the buckle here? So she's got a little buckle and she just crocheted over the buckle. Well, she's a smart woman. She had a bunch of like vintage buckles and stuff. She's got buttons. Oh my gosh, does she have buttons? She's got buttons everywhere in her store, a lot of vintage buttons. She was actually doing a button trunk show. So she had these buckles, and I just picked up a buckle. It's a little discolored and stuff, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to cover it. So it was like, I don't know, $2 or something for a little buckle. And we'll just cover it with the yarn, and then you'll run your strands through your buckle and it draws strings. It's so cool. All right, so cool. Speaking of buttons, okay, while I was there, like I said, she was having a button trunk show, but I found these. She called these newer vintage or something like that. So these are ceramic, and I had to get them. They're sunflowers. Now, some of these vintage buttons were quite pricey because they're very old, and they were pricey. So I picked these up and I brought them up to her. They didn't have a price on them, and I'm like, okay, I love these buttons. I said, I probably won't be able to afford them, but just tell me how much they are. She's like, well, what do you mean you can't afford them? And I'm like, I don't know. Some of the other things, they were a little pricey. These were $9. Okay, so it's 6 buttons for $9. I had to have them. All right. And then I saw these. She had these in a little container. They got these little tubes with buttons in them. And I had to get this one. That one was $1. Okay. I had to get it. All right. She also had this beautiful, this picture does not do it any justice, no justice at all, because it looks like their ink was running out on their printer, but it was so cool. Her sample was beautiful. This was made with Noro yarn, which, I'm not a Noro fan, but I can find another yarn to do this with. Look at it. It is so cool. So she designed this pattern as well, and I think it is just fantastic. It's a granny square kimono. It's called Granny Kimono. Radically Wearable Designs. Designed by Sandra from Artisan Knitwork. She had text editor too. Nice. So it's all been edited and checked over and all that stuff. I guess that's what she calls all of her patterns. Radically Wearable Designs. Cool. All right, so that's what I did on Thursday. Then on Friday, we went into town to Charlotte. Of course, to the Yarn Garden, right? And I spent some time there. Picked up the pattern there. And Lindsay is doing a great job. Lindsay crochets, but she's really a knitter. Okay, she's the owner of the store. But here it's called Treetops. And wait till you see what this is made out of. It's a shawl. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see it, okay? Really pretty. And she had kits made up with the yarns. So there's 2 different yarns, and she had them made up in different colors. But you could kind of go off script if you want and, kind of create your own colors. So she dyes yarn. It's called Nome River Yarn. And she has some gorgeous colors. So I kind of made my own. So it is made with fingering weight. And you could use any yarns, of course, but I'm like, well, let me get some of hers. So this is one of her Nome River's yarn. And Gnome's Feet is what they call their fingering weight yarn. And this color is aquamarine. Not a normal color for me, but it is a gorgeous color. And I'll show you why I got this color in particular here in a second. So you use this yarn, and then you pair it, and you hold it double with Make It Tweed. This is by Rico Designs. I don't even know what this stuff is. It's a string, you guys. It's literally a string that changes color as you go to different colors, okay? That is, on my finger, 3 different strands of this yarn, right? So you add that with it, and it gives it the coolest texture. But when I looked at the colors of the tweed that were available, and I looked at this, I saw a lot of teal popping off this. I mean, there's all kinds of colors in there. You could pair this with anything, but I think pairing it with the teal is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, right? So that's going to be that shawl. All right, moving on. Put you over there. They were doing a trunk show, and their trunk show was bags. So there's a shop owner in town, and she's a knitter and good friends with, the store and all that. And her company is called Mid Mitten Designs, and she designs bags. I went in thinking I was going to getting a square knot bag, which has a handle that's longer and a handle that's shorter. And you pull the short one through the long one and it cinches up like that. I thought that's what I was going to get until I saw these, and I fell in love with this. So I had to have, her name's Jean Story, and I had to get a bag from her. So it's got a nice flat bottom. These were bigger. They were bigger than the square knot bags, and I loved this. It's so pretty. Look at the colors. Look at the butterflies. So it has a little handle here. And the other cool thing is you can cinch this puppy up, just cinch it up like that. And then you got a handle to carry it by, right? You could use the drawstrings too, I suppose, if you wanted to. But isn't that cool? So I had to get a jean bag. I told her, this is my first bag from you. And she was there. So I was like, I'm so happy to have a bag from you. And she's like, oh, that's a pretty one. I like that pattern. I'm like, I love it. So that's my yarn garden. That's what I did on Friday. Okay. Had 3 shops to go. So on Saturday, I took off and I headed to Lansing, Old Town, the Old Town part of Lansing. Some of these stores, I have a little video clip at the beginning I've shown, and a couple I didn't actually videotape when I was there, and I didn't do any taping inside. It's a little awkward. These places are busy. There's a lot of people, and it's a little awkward to kind of try to film inside, so I didn't. But this was the store that I have said was new last year. It's a small store. They didn't have a lot of yarn, and it wasn't my favorite store. So here was her crochet pattern, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I picked it up. I'll probably never ever make this, but it's made with this big chunky yarn that you see in the picture. And it was just like, it's like a stuffed cat, like a pillow or something. I don't know. I'll probably never ever make it. And I didn't pick up the yarn at all. So as I was looking around her store, what did I find? What did I find at her store? Oh, this bag of goodies right here. This is what came from her store. Okay. So I didn't buy anything there last year, but this year I did. I loved this. And I'll tell you why I loved this. This is Encore Tweed by Plymouth Yarns. I believe it's like a 4-weight. It's a healthy 4-weight. I don't know if I'd call it a 5. It doesn't say on here even what it is. But again, look at the tweeding in here. Tweed is all the little pieces of stuff in there. I don't even know what the stuff is, but it was a very pretty color. They had this in some really nice colors. And oh, there it is right there. It's on the front. Knitted worsted weight. Okay, I was going to say, if it feels like worsted weight. It's a very healthy worsted weight. I will say that. Any idea what I want to make with this? Just take a guess. Any guesses? Let me remind you what I have here. What I have here. Christmas trees. I'm going to make Christmas trees to try to sell at my craft sale coming up. So this is going to be for Christmas trees. I think it'll be fun. Then I found something. I was just like, oh, yay. Oh, yay. Oh, is this my receipt? I thought I had all my receipts. I did not have all my receipts. Oh, well, let's add another $27. Okay. I stumbled upon this, and I was like, oh, you have it. You have Queensland coastal cotton. I was so excited. They got Queensland coastal cotton. And look at this color. So this is the yarn that I found at Arnie's at Houghton Lake, which is closing. Yeah, so sad. But she carries this, and I'm so excited because it's like 15 minutes from my house. I can go pick up coastal cotton. Now, she had a lot of solids too. I love the prints, but the solids, and she's ordering more. I'm certain, they have collections for fall and spring and whatnot. So I picked up this one. It is called, what's it called? It's a 4-weight cotton. This one's called Surfer's Paradise, and I just love the colors in Surfer's Paradise, right? But this one's really cool too. This one is called Bondi Beach. Do you see a theme here? Look at that one, right? And they had, like, if you wanted to match a purple or a blue solid with these, they had them. Okay, they had lots of solids, but I was looking for prints. And so I said, well, you're close. You're close, and I'm so happy I'll be able to come and look at them, touch them, pick out colors, all that stuff. Because, sometimes online shopping is not the easiest. So she's got coastal cotton. I'm super excited. All right. Where'd I go next? Then I went to East Lansing. East Lansing came next. Okay. East Lansing's pattern is this linen stitch blanket. It's made out of Malabrigo, you guys. Malabrigo yarns, okay? So they had all of these colors out, and they were having a special on Malabrigo, all right? Yeah. So patterns in here. It's a pretty simple pattern. It's just like linen stitch. But I thought this was cool. They give you like a guide to how to do the colors, and you could write your own colors in there when you pick your colors out, which I thought that was kind of cool. So like I said, because the pattern was Malabrigo, I did not get yarn for that, but I did pick up a Malabrigo because it was on special. It was 20% off. I had to get a Malabrigo. This is Malabrigo Rios. Rios is worsted weight. I don't think they carry any of the DK weight of this. I didn't see it anyhow. But look at the color. Look at the colors in this. There's something about Rios. I don't know what it is. Why Rios doesn't stay hanked very well. It just doesn't. Lots of times I find them and they're just exploded and they're, Anyhow, this is Pisces. That's fitting. Look at the colors. Pretty. It's got some rusts in there and things like that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So I picked up that, and then I fell in love with these things. Fell in love with them. They had all kinds of this. So it is by, who is this? Rikorumi. It's DK weight cottons. And look at these things. Look at them. There were so many of these. They had a whole display, like 2 sides, just so many of these colors. $3.50 for this little thing. I know, right? But it'll make something. There's more in here than you think there is, but anyhow, this is called Coral. That's Coral. And then I had to pick up this one. Look at this. What is this one called? I don't know. I don't know where his name is. I don't see it. Twinkly Twinkly. That's what it is. Look at it. It's all sparkly. It's twinkly twinkly. It's like a white AB. If you're a diamond painter, you understand. But how cool is that? So I picked up a coral and this little guy. And then these are adorable. They had these. Look at it. It is so stinking cute. It's the same company. It's also DK. I don't even know the yardage of this. I don't know. Oh, no idea. Rico Designs. Rico. Oh, it's Rico. I've heard of Rico. That's why it's called Rikorumi, because it's like supposed to be for amigurumi. Anyhow, I don't know the name of this. I just called it colorful. That's what I called it. It's colorful. How cute, though. Rainbow. Okay, I found it. Of course, it's rainbow. So I picked those up, and then the Malabrigo. So then I was off to my last stop, which was another 20-minute drive to get to Perry. So Perry. What I like about the store in Perry is the owner is a crocheter. She crochets, and she has a lot of samples around. Oh, I picked up a couple patterns in East Lansing. I forgot to tell you about. Hang on. East Lansing has something out front. At Woven Art, they have something out front. It's a little free fiber library. So it's this cupboard, and in the bottom, they might have yarn. They had a thing with like old knitting needles. They just have different random things, and it's there for just free. You know, it's a little free fiber library. You can put stuff in, take stuff. I just found a couple patterns there that I thought were cool. This is from Juniper Moon. It's a pretty bag. Thought that was kind of cute. And then I found a pattern for this little hat. It's a cute little hat, right? Maid Marian, designed by Grace, someone. Cute, right? So I picked up a couple patterns from the little free fiber library. Then I went to Perry. But Perry, she's got so many samples in her shop of crochet because she is a crocheter. Now, I actually asked her, because she designed her own pattern. They all have. And I asked her, I said, so how hard was it to design your pattern? And she goes, designing it was super easy. Writing it was horrible. She said, I couldn't get it written properly. I mean, to save my soul. She's like, I went over it and over it. And then I was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. Now, the one thing about her pattern is there's no picture here of what it is, but I can explain. It's like a cowl that starts with a collar. So it actually has like a collar and a button. So you button it. So that part was a little more solid and a little thicker. And then it turned very lacy. And it really just kind of would have come to your shoulders, but you could keep going with it to make it more shawl-like if you wanted to. I wish there was a picture, but there isn't. But here's the directions for the collar and then the lace section. And then she actually charted it. So here's kind of the design of it. Like I said, there's a collar. The collar's not on here, but you do the collar and then it just is very lacy. So it's just kind of like some shell stitches and chains and whatnot. It was really pretty. I did not buy yarn to go with that one. I did go to the back, and she had some sale stuff in the back, and I got another Malabrigo, you guys. But this Malabrigo is cotton yarn. It's DK / worsted. So thin worsted, thick DK. So this is Pima cotton, 100% Pima cotton. This was on her clearance rack, and it's called Cotton Candy. How pretty and fun is that? That's cotton. How many yards do you get with this? So the normal price on this was $16, but it was marked down like $4. It is 205 yards. That's, you know, that'll do some stuff. I can make some fun stuff with that cotton right there. So I got that. And guess what else I found at her store? I found these, guys. She's got these too. She didn't have as many as East Lansing did, but she's got them. So I picked up pink. Don't laugh at me. Do not laugh at me. Hobby Lobby has these little styrofoam cones that are about this big. They're about that big, these little cones. I want to make Christmas trees. I want to make Christmas trees with these, right? And put them on these little itty bitty cones. I'll show them to you in another video, but that's what I want to do with those. So look at, I bought things with projects in mind. I've got patterns for some of them. These are going to be Christmas trees, right? Christmas trees, Christmas trees, Christmas, Christmas, Christmas trees. Aren't they going to be pretty little Christmas trees, though? Come on. You know they are, right? If not, if they're not Christmas trees, I've got some cute ornaments I want to make for Christmas, too. I mean, I could blend all of these colors. They're granny squares. I could blend all of those together and make these little granny square ornaments. You just cover balls with them. You make the little, you know, granny square type thing, and you just put it on one of those balls. And so these are things I had totally with projects in mind for. Those two over there have a pattern. See, I did good. I did good. Anyhow, that's what I got, and I had fun. Shop hopped
by myself, which was different, but you know, I did it and I had a good time and I talked with people and everybody's very friendly and it was a good time. And I did it over 3 days, you know, so that I could not, you know, try to bust my tush trying to get to everything on one day. So it worked out well. I don't know. What's your favorite? I got to do something with some spin cycle. Oh, we got to do something with this spin cycle. It's so pretty. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along on my shop hopping adventures. I'm going to shop hop again. Stay tuned for that. I think I have a friend I'm going to shop hop with that time. So stay tuned for that one. That's coming up in November, I think. All right. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe button, all those things, and come back and see more videos. I appreciate it. I'll see everybody soon. Bye, everybody.